The Nash, a renowned jazz club in downtown Phoenix, is expanding with the creation of the Nash Jazz Education Center. The new facility is expected to increase the Nash's educational programming by 50%. And here to tell us more is Naquana Barrero. She's the Director of Development and Communications at the Nash. Welcome to Arizona Horizon.
Thank you, Ted. Nice to be here.
Nice to have you here. For those who aren't familiar, what is the Nash?
The Nash is the best place to see jazz in the Southwest. We are a performance venue on Roosevelt Row, doing about 300 shows a year, and also having an education center there, servicing kids both at our place and also going into the schools, providing jazz education.
Yeah, and speaking of that education now, you're expanding with the new education center. Will that be like close to the Nash? Is it?
It'll be right behind us. And so we were lucky that there was some space available to us right behind our building on Roosevelt. And so we are going to take that and do some remodeling and make it a full jazz education center full of about 3 new rehearsal rooms, some performance space, office space, and it's going to be great to have our kids be able to have a space of their own.
Now, it's also sounds like it's all. If anyone who's been to the Nash knows it's a comfortable place. It can be cozy at times. And the bigger the band, the cozier the space.
That's true.
Will big bands be able to play in the new facility?
Well, we're going to have an expanded stage in the remodel, and so the size of the band we'll be able to have a little bit larger. But like this weekend, we're bringing in the Count Basie Orchestra. We still wouldn't be able to fit them into the Nash, but we'll be able to have more comfortable seating for sure.
Yeah, and that's going to be at the Madison Center for the Arts on 16th Street.
That's
correct?
right.
Count Basie Orchestra.
That's right.
That's going to be a hoot. The goal of the expanded education center, when you talk about education and the Nash and jazz, what are you talking about?
So for us, jazz education is central right now to providing students with some of the things that we think students need the most. The ability to lead, the ability to follow, the ability to work together and collaborate. All of those things happen in jazz and in music education in general. And so for us, we are just happy to be supplementing additional music programs throughout the state with jazz.
Some of the programs that you have, some of the educational programs, do they teach things like I mean, obviously, I would imagine you learn how to play maybe a saxophone or a clarinet, but do you teach leadership? Do you teach all those kinds
Absolutely.
of things?
Probably the core principle in jazz education is improvisation. And so by using improvisation, that helps us to create leaders. It helps us to help our kids to be able to collaborate, work together, make sure that everybody gets a chance to shine, work in a democracy. We always say jazz is a democracy.
Yes, yes. And when it comes to learning how to play the saxophone or the clarinet, got to sit down, you got to buckle down, you got to figure out where the staff is and what the times, you got to do all that.
Absolutely. Practice, dedication, the ability to follow directions.
Yes.
All of those things are things that you'll learn in our programs.
Now, when you mentioned the Nash, is there a remodel for the Nash involved here as well?
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is, because we're going to move our rehearsal space to this new building, that gives us a chance to remodel the actual venue. And so we're going to do a full remodel, put in a new bar. We're going to put in a new stage, turn the club, put in some better, more comfortable seating, and hope that it's going to be a cultural hub for jazz here in the Southwest.
It already is, that cultural hub.
Yeah.
Where's the money coming from for all this?
So we are so thrilled. We have a $1 million gift from the John Dawson Foundation. That is our flagship gift for this expansion, as well as our long-term supporters at the Virginia Piper Charitable Trust has provided us with additional funds, both as a grant and a challenge grant, where they're matching gifts from the public up to $100,000.
Wow, that's fantastic. As far as the Nash's place, you talked about a cultural touchstone here in the Southwest, but the Nash's place in the jazz universe, because I've seen the club mentioned numerous, like on Downbeat, it's recognized in Downbeat as one of the best clubs in the country. Talk about the Nash's place in the overall world of jazz.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't be able to have that conversation without talking about Louis Nash, right? Grammy award-winning Louis Nash, one of the best jazz drummers in the world, son of South Phoenix. And so with him being the anchor in the namesake of the club, we've been able to bring in such a high caliber of jazz musicians who are his friends and his colleagues and want to play. And so for us, we're able to bring a world-class experience right here in the desert.
I was going to say we interviewed Lewis Nash a few years ago. He's a great guy, and he's a South Phoenix guy, and they named
Absolutely.
a club after him, and the club is now world renowned.
That's right. First notes were played by Wynton Marsalis.
Yeah.
And so we're excited.
Yeah, and as far as the jazz, now the Nash on the Arizona music scene, where does it sit?
Oh, goodness. Well, we provide a place for so many wonderful jazz musicians that are local to come and play. In our subscription series that we've had this year, we've been able to balance having kind of 50-50 national acts and local acts. And so we're excited to be able to provide more experiences for local acts by having more time at the club during the week now available, because we'll be moving rehearsals to the other buildings. So that'll allow our local artists.
There you go.
to play.
Last question, real quickly here. When the national acts come through, what do they think of the place?
Oh, they love it. They can't wait to come back, and we can't wait to have them.
All right, very good. Naquana, thank you so much. Naquana Barrero from the Nash. Congratulations
Thank
on
you
the
so much.
expansion and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right.